I'm putting one flower basically together.
I'm putting one flower basically.
Get rid of that echo. Just for time's sake. It's been a long ride with my scoring wheel, that's for sure. Hey, give it a few minutes to get some people in here. It may just end up being a recorded video for some because they may not be able to make it. And I messed up there. Let's see. I need a wire here. I am trying. Oh, I'm getting stuff everywhere. Trying to get one of these flowers set up ready to go because I'm going to chalk it and it has to be dry to do that. So I'm putting that one together. Last piece. I don't know how many's going to be here today. I hadn't heard anybody say that they couldn't make it. Okay. Hey, Ann. And the stream is looking good. Everything is looking good so far. Hey, guys. Let me just, there. Don't pay attention to all my mess I've got going on over here. I lost my cap. There it is. Trying to do some prep work for today's tutorial. Who ordered the Leah Griffith book? Anybody? Cool, cool. It's pretty cool that you can get the Kindle version for $3. It's not bad. Cool. You got it all done and ready to go, Ann? Everything's ready? My neck has been giving me some problems since I got back, and it's making my eye twitch, and it's giving me a fit. Okay, we got a couple minutes before time. Let me go in and announce to the room that we are live. You have to have a craft sale. I need to do one too, especially with all the stuff that they gave back to us. Me too, Jamie. It's like everything comes off the shelves and it's like complete makeover. Redo everything. I'm just reading a couple of things. Okay. Let me let Bonnie know she is okay. Okay. And some may join in a few minutes. Some may watch the replay. So that'll be fine. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. I'm going to do 2 flowers today because I'm doing 2 different methods that Leah kind of showed us. Hey, Claudia. And cover some things. We have new Easypresses, guys. 3 sizes. In the raspberry red. They will be coming this fall. I did order... Hey, Sarah. I did... Or you forgot to get your pieces cut, Jamie. That's okay. It's really quick and simple. It's very easy. These flowers look amazing, but you'll be surprised how little time they take. But those Easypress 2s are coming in the fall, and they are awesome. I did order the small baby press. I have the, as you can see back there, it's covered. I have the 9x9 in the Easypress, the blue one, and so I didn't order the Easypress 2. And as you can see over here in this other corner, I have a heat press, so I can't justify buying the big one when I have that size over there. So I did get the small one. I feel like I'll use it more. So as soon as I get that, I will do a live unboxing for you guys and let you see how quick it heats up and everything. And also keep in mind that the new Easypress 2s not only heat up faster, they also go up to 400 degrees, where this other one does not. So, I mean, it's awesome that I used one. I did a little baby onesie. I have no babies or anybody to give it to, so I'm probably going to be sending that to Jamie or Catherine or somebody who has some grandbabies coming. So, if you have any questions on it, I will answer them. Just let me know what your questions are about those Easypresses, and if I don't know what the answer is, I'll get that information. I did get to meet Ashish. He does know our groups. He sees the projects that our groups are cranking out, and he is amazed by them. You guys keep cranking out your projects and sharing them. Anybody who doesn't know how to share to the Cricut community, let me know. I will show you how to do that. As a matter of fact, we're going to go over that on Monday's live. So if you want to know how to do that, don't miss it, or either watch the replay. And that will be a public live video for everybody. So I don't want to do it here and then have to repeat it for you guys on Monday. So we'll cover all of that on Monday. Hey, Sharon. We're also going to be doing a a slider card. I think Sue posted into the room, and Jan Papadopoulos also posted one in the room. And I had a file from, I don't know, it's from way back, but I did share it in Design Space over a year ago. So I will go over and we will put one of those together. And somebody else had a question about something and how it was done. Oh, the ornament ball that we did, that was a public file that looked kind of geometric. We will do that. I had planned to do that today, but I switched to the flower. Even though everybody may not have gotten the Kindle version, and the Leah Griffith flower is not out yet, I wanted you guys to be able to get your supplies together so that when you are able to get your SVGs on the flowers from the book, you will know how they go together. I can't show you the scoring wheel. Jamie knows about this already. My maker won't read it. The whole Cricut team was up till 3 a.m. this morning trying to fix my maker for me. They have one more fix. They're going to have to call me and walk me through it because it's extremely complicated. They're going to try it. If that doesn't work, they are sending me a new machine. So, but they're working on it. They haven't stopped. They have been working on it since 8 p.m. last night. But I really wanted to show you guys the scoring wheel and do a scoring wheel project today, but that had to go to the back burner, and I apologize for that. So, let's go ahead. And anybody have any questions about Mountain Make-a-thon? For you that know about Primrose, I did meet Allison. Wonderful, wonderful woman. And Tiffany, of course. Tiffany is the, don't pay attention to my doggy walking through here. She is the marketing manager and did that whole event and got everything going. Super, super lady. She told me that, this will probably be backwards for you guys, that she loved my guts, but she was no Ryan Gosling. So, but awesome, awesome people. As you, like I said, you can tell if they been working on my one maker since 8 p.m. last night, behind the scenes, engineering, everybody. They pulled everybody into it to try to fix that scoring wheel for me. So, I mean, awesome company, guys. They stand behind everything. So, let's go ahead and get started. This is one of the projects that we did at the Mountain Make-a-thon, and I know that some of the flowers that we've done, like, yeah, it was great, right, Ann? Some of the flowers that we've done, like the dahlia and the rose, are a little complicated. The gardenia, not so much. It was a little easier. But Leah's book is really good. I was thumbing through it last night. She really explains everything really, really well. Downloading the SVGs was nothing. Let me switch over to that Design Space and show you guys. This is the way I colored one of the flowers that I'm doing today, and you guys will see that this is basically the flower that we're going to be doing in two different versions. Let's see. Let me cancel that and bring you over and show you. When you bring in this flower, it's going to look just like this on your mat. These two pieces I cut out of pearl paper because I wanted them to be a little bit stiffer. And these pieces here are cut out of Leah Griffith's extra fine crepe paper. I have provided the links below in the video description so you guys can get those after the video if you do not have it. Some of the heavier crepes will not work with some of the flowers, guys. So make sure that you get some of her extra fine crepe because, I mean, there is a world of difference. Trust me, I have used both. There is a ton of difference in those. The thing is, when you cut these, you see how they are laid out here, and when you hit make it, how they go to the mat. It is extremely important that you leave them positioned. Don't try to save space and start repositioning stuff and things like that. And I'm going to show you why. Especially like these leaves. And you think that that's a lot of waste. And it is, because that's the way Design Space thinks sometimes. But you're just going to click on it and you're going to move this to another mat. Okay? And just hit confirm, and of course it's going to put it on top, and you just want to slide it down. You don't want to change the angle, but you just want to leave it. You can use this piece up here later for smaller leaves and things like that. This one does take up a lot of room, so if you're making like 2 of these flowers, you're going to have 4 mats, and you're just going to need to move them all on one mat. I think I could get 5 or 6 on one mat, so that's 3 flowers. Hi, Bonnie. But you need to leave them. It's very important that you leave them positioned as they are. If you turn this like this, you are not going to get the stretch that you need on your crepe paper, and your flower is going to be floppy. You don't want it to be floppy. So just keep that in mind. All of the flowers in the book, when you hit make it and send them over, you need to make sure that you leave them positioned as positioned. You can move them from mat to mat and save paper. If you're making 2, you can scrunch these in some more and do that, but just don't change your angles. Has everybody got that so far? And some of the flowers, the SVGs in her book, I'm just going to pull in one. Let me go to cancel this and go to a new project. And you guys will be getting your books and stuff in your Kindles in a couple of days. I don't know if they went ahead and released the Kindle version yet. Maybe they did. I did not get the Kindle version on that, but I did get the others. Yes, please cancel. There we go. And I named this the Parrot Lily. It's just the lily, but let's go to projects. Actually, go to my projects. And you can see I've downloaded all of her stuff here. This is the flower. This is another this is her tulip here. This is the same one. Let's just open this one. This one has it on there. This is a different lily. This is like your tiger lilies and things like that. And you'll notice all of the score lines are separated, and that's what they are. They are score lines. You are going to come in here and have to change them because they are set to cut. You do not want them to cut, but you do want some scores on there. And she will tell you in the book, it does tell you and explain to get rid of the writing and to change all of this. It's done in layers so that you can do that. So when you get yours, yeah, it says August 7th, and I just want you guys to be able to go ahead and start getting your supplies together so that you can start making on the 7th as soon as you're able to download it. So make sure that you read instructions in your books or on your Kindles for each one of these flowers. Make sure that it is supposed to be a score and not a cut before you go making the changes into your Design Space on your files. I will thumb through mine. If you get stuck or you have a question on it, let me know, and I will look through my book and make sure that we have it the right way and what's supposed to be set at a cut and what is supposed to be changed to a score. Okay, that being said, winners for the month of August for our draws. I don't know if you guys noticed, we made it to 125 patrons, which was the goal for August, and we made it. And I said if we made it that I was going to up the prizes, which I did. I added a $25 gift card, and I upped some of your draws and things of that nature. Thank you, Claudia. As long as we stay there, we will keep the perks in place. We have to stay there. And as we grow, we're going to change those perks and we're going to do more. Okay? So we are going to have an extra drawing. And because Cricut gave me a bright pad and some other things, I am going to do a drawing for the things that I am not keeping from that. And somebody is going to win a Cricut bundle, and it is going to include that blue bright pad. Okay, because you guys helped make this to 125. You guys are awesome, so you deserve some of the awesome things that were shared with us at that make-a-thon. I did share as much of that stuff with you as I could. And this is going to be in addition to your regular perks. This is just an extra draw. If we make it to 300 patrons, I will give away a maker. So let's work on that, you guys. Let's get up to those 300 patrons, and we will give away a maker at some point. So that being said, let's go ahead and switch over. I have already cut out that tulip. I don't guess you guys need to see it on Design Space. I'm just going to leave that and pull up this photo here so that you guys can look at it one more time. And you notice all of these parrot flowers are colored differently. Some have stripes just up the middle. Some of them are spotted. Some of them are more swirled. Some of them have different color. You can see this is a little bit different top, but you can kind of shred that and get that look. But we're just going to do our own version of it. So let's go over to the project camera and get started. And I'll go over everything that you guys need to. Okay. I'm going to try to keep you guys focused here. Let me raise up so you guys can have a little bit more room. This is the book. This flower is in that book. For you guys who didn't get it, the book itself is, I believe, $16.99. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Jamie already ordered it. And the Kindle version is $2.99. When you get your book, you're going to go to page 31. And you guys don't get excited because I did have to cover up that code. But there's a code printed in the book, and you're going to use that code. You're going to go to the address where she tells you right here, and you're going to enter that code. You do need the dashes. It is case sensitive. It needs to be put in exactly the right way, and it will unlock all the SVGs in the book. In the book, you also have calla lilies. You have paper whites. You name it. Just also the iris, tulips. This is the flower that we're making today. This is the one that I made in the class. Very easy to make, guys. Super simple. Easy to put together. Her instructions are very easy. You can, as I said, I cut my paper pieces out of pearl. But you can cut these out of crepe and twist them and do them like she says in the book. She gives you lists of supplies that you need. This flower doesn't require a whole lot. We're not making boutonnieres and stuff. Here are all your patterns in the back of the book. So if you want to trace them or scan them and cut them out of paper, you have something to cut out of paper. But if you've got the book, you have the SVGs. Those of you with the Explore machines and not a maker, you would have to use paper for yours. And that's the benefit of that. Okay, now we're on our camera. Let's see if I can get you guys focused a little bit better there. Yes, you need to cut your crepe paper on the fabric mat. It has to be the pink mat, guys. If you do not cut this on the pink mat, as a matter of fact, they didn't have the pink mats in our class. They had them in the wrong class. They changed her class or something, and we had blue mats. And we were able to do it, but I'm just going to tell you, it will, as that rotary blade goes across it, lift it up from the blue mat. If the blue mat is too sticky, you won't be able to get your crepe off of it without stretching it. So that is another issue with the blue mat. And the pink mat is made of a denser material. Using the rotary blade on the blue mat can cause it to cut into your blue mat which will make them, when you go to roll them over to peel your materials, your mats will pop. They will crack when you flip them over and roll them like this to remove your materials. You can pop your mats. They'll crack. Right. If you use pearl paper like I did, as Jamie said, you'll want to use your blue mat to cut those pieces. And because these are just so fine, I like the look that I got from that pearl paper. I would show you the one that I made when I was out there, but it is in a box being shipped from the hotel to me, and I haven't gotten it yet. There's no way I could do the carry-on with all of that stuff on the plane. Now this one I have gone ahead and I've used a Copic marker, and I've just dabbed, and you'll want to put down some kind of paper or mat to absorb because it will bleed through. You just need to dab it easily. It will go through to the other side, and you'll want to let it dry. Get it good and dry before you start putting them together. This one I've already done the leaf on and the petals because I'm going to use some cream chalks. I do not have Leah's cream chalks yet, but I do have some metallic creams of my own. And to use chalks or anything on your flowers, petals, you need to make sure that they are good and dry. Okay? So don't try to chalk them if you've just glued them. Give them time to dry. Otherwise, you're just going to tear your crepe. It's going to roll up and peel and tear, and you're just going to have a big mess. This is a floral wire. She states in the book, and she also told us at class, her favorite is 20 and 24, I believe she said, and 18s. And I went to the store yesterday to make sure I had the right gauges, and they did not have what I wanted. So I bought a 32, and it's not far off from the 24. It's still a nice weight, and it will work. So you can work with them. Your 18 is going to be for your leaves, and then this is a 24, which is going to be my stem. So you'll want to make sure that you get as close to what she says in the book as you can get, okay? The lower your number, the heavier your wire. The higher the number, the thinner and more flexible it's going to be. You're also going to need floral tape. This is just your stem tape. Everybody thinks it's sticky, but it's just the waxy tape. And when you're pulling on it and stretching it, that wax begins to melt and it feels sticky. So you're going to need that as well. So let's just go ahead and get started. You're going to have, on that file, you're going to have 6 of these big wide pieces like this. And you're going to have 6 of the thinner pieces like this. And you need to keep those separated because your small ones go together and your large ones go together. So keep them separated into a stack. And I know that we all love art glitter glue. As a matter of fact, I have 2 of these left, but it's not the cream, it's the chalks. And I've clearanced them out at $5 for anybody that wants to get those out of my store. There's only 2 left, so. Hey, Kathy. Yes, the cotton ball works great on that. And you can use a cotton ball. They have the little, these are pom-poms, little pom-poms that I bought, a little pack of pom-poms at Hobby Lobby. Those work well, too. So you'll want to use those, and I'm going to show you how we do that in just a moment on there. But I got the super thick Aleene's tacky glue. That is not what she used. She used the, let me see if I still have a bottle of that around here somewhere. She used, I don't know if it was Fast Grab, but I know it was Aleene's tacky glue. Had the gold label on it. That's what she used. But you can use any of these Scotch Create tacky glues. you want them to be a little bit thicker. Your art glitter glue is a lot thinner, and it's going to make your crepe paper too wet, in my honest opinion. It's going to take it longer to dry because it's going to soak up so fast, and it will probably be too wet for crepe paper. But these all work fine, and I just tried this super thick, and I kind of like it because I don't have to worry about it dripping or running or anything like that. But you're going to get your wire, and you're going to make sure that it's straight. This is the regular wire, and I cut them to about 6 inches each. They don't have to be perfect, they don't have to be exact, but you do want to have some overhang so that you'll have room to work with the flower. And you're just going to kind of lay it up here and measure, and just hold it just right below the end of your flower petal. And this is a trick that Leah taught us. Instead of trying to glue down that crepe paper, run the stem into the bottle and then give the bottle a squeeze. Okay, and that's going to take and put glue all the way up the stem for you. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. And then you're just going to lay it onto the flower, and then you're going to get one piece that's the same size as the one you're working with. You have the narrow and the wide, and you're going to overlap them and cover up that wire. Give it a press, and just make sure that it's sticking all the way down. You want it to stay stuck. Now I may get some red ink on me from this, but that'll be okay. And then you're just going to set it to the side to dry. You're going to have 3 petals like this, and you're going to have 3 petals like this in the narrow. So I'm going to do one of those. And we're just going to lay it on there. And glue on my mat. And then take the other piece. And don't worry if they're not exactly shaped at the top like you think they should be. They don't have to be exact. If one is sticking out way higher than the other, just trim it off. It will not matter. So you're just going to glue all of them together like that. And then you're going to have 3 of these and 3 of these. That's what you're going to have. So let's go ahead and let me show you. This doesn't take long, guys. It took me maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes to make a flower. So if you guys have questions while I'm gluing this, just go ahead and ask. We'll cover those. Any design space questions, project questions. Because I am just going to chalk that other one, but I'm going to show you how this one goes together. Yeah, it should work fine, Bonnie. As Jamie said, it just as long as it's a thick glue. You don't want to use something thin like art glitter glue, because you can see as I'm doing this, art glitter glue would be really thin. It would be a mess, and you wouldn't be able to get your flower together. Your crepe paper would get so wet it would probably tear. I'm just going to cross that up there. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on the tail of mine since I missed the wire right there. You think it matters, but it really, really doesn't. If you have a boo-boo like I just did, just kind of wrap it around the wire. It's going to be just fine. Just set it off to dry. But you can see how easily this is going together so far. But, well, it was until I couldn't get my stem in the glue. There we go. But you just give it a little squeeze. That sends the glue all the way down to the end where you're holding it. And all of these flower patterns, guys, are amazing. You would not believe, I know this looks kind of crazy the way that I put the art glitter glue onto it. I'm sorry, Aleene's tacky glue onto it. But these flowers just look amazingly real when they're done. And all we're doing is just sandwiching in the wire between the two pieces. And then you're just going to let that sit over to the side and dry. While those are drying, because we want them dry to work with them, we're going to chalk these that I already put together. And your leaf goes together the same way, guys, except you don't cut the stem. It's one stem. Goes together exactly the same way as those petals did, the flower petals. Let me, some of my chalk stuck to the lids there. Let's just do a pink on this one. I'm just going to get some of this pink chalk on this little pom-pom here. And this is a cream. I had the chance to work with the creams that Leah sells on her website, guys. They are awesome. We use little makeup sponges and did it with those. There are, yeah, the Scotch Quick Dry might be too thin as well. That's what I was saying. You want to take a look at these. Make sure that they are the tacky glues and they're thicker. Elmer's glue, things of that nature are going to be too thin, and it's just going to, as a matter of fact, what I would tell you to do if you're concerned about your glue, take a piece of your scrap, pull it off, put some glue on it, and try to work with it and see what it does. If it starts tearing and falling apart and turns into just a big mess, you know that glue is too thin. So, yeah, I was lucky to be able to get the book so that I could show you guys this, Kathy. And that's why I went ahead and changed it today, since I can't do my scoring wheel for you guys, so that you guys could see how this flower goes together. So as soon as you get your book, and if you have your crepe paper, you can start cutting and making these. Because I do want to see your photos and how yours came out. And we need to tag Made with Leah, hashtag Made with Leah on all of those. She wants to see your flowers, guys. She wants to see what she taught me and what I have brought and taught you guys to do. So make sure we hashtag Made with Leah on that. But you're just going to get some of the chalk on there, and then you're just going to start brushing it on. And you can use, like I'm using the pom-poms, you can make this as heavy or as light as you want it. And I'm just going down the spine of it. You can do the front, you can do the back, you can just do the front, you can do just the back. It's all up to you and what you want to do. And all I'm doing is just pushing some of that color out of there from the center out. And I think I'll make this one, since the other one is heavy, I'll make this one a little bit light. But that's all I'm doing, is I'm just getting some of that chalk on this pom-pom, and I'm just working it down the spine of the flower that we just put together. And you can change the consistency if you want to. I want mine to be basically about the same all the way through, so I'm going to try to keep mine, the shading, the same on all of my petals. But some are darker than others. That's fine. Nature does the same thing. And these are the cream metallics that I'm using. But you can use chalks. Chalks you just may have to work at a little bit more. And I will tell you that the cream chalks that Leah sells on her site, they apply a little darker, a little heavier, but they are easier to work with than this is, honestly. But they're just as fast, probably faster because they go on so much easier. They're richer. And that's basically all there is to doing the chalking on these. And then we have our leaf. I didn't do my other leaf over here, but that's okay. I'll put both of them together here in a minute, and you guys can, I will show you on the video or in a photo in the group what the other one looks like, the one I chalked. So the first thing you're going to do is get your black piece here, and you're going to just kind of start wrapping it around this wire. Now in the class we did use a thicker wire. She had it was like a spongy foam wire, and you can use those if you want to, but they're not really needed, I don't think. And then she also has a paper curling tool that's similar to this, and I did order it. I'll show that to you guys when I get it, but you're just going to kind of curl your crepe paper or your pearl paper, whatever it is that you're using. And then we're just going to glue that to that stem. And that stem doesn't want to go in that bottom. I may have to take the lid off of mine because it's unraveling. Let's try the other end. This is a kind of a string wrapped paper or stem. But you're just going to wrap that piece around, glue it to your stem. You don't want to use hot glue when you're doing the crepe paper. It will stiffen it up. And I don't know that I can make this stick without a hot glue on this. You may need to hot glue this piece, but we'll see. It's trying to give me a little bit of trouble. So what I am going to do, since it doesn't want to stick that way, I'm just going to use a piece of floral tape. Slide it because I don't want that stem to be sticking out at the top. I apologize if I get off camera. My stem is poking me. But I'm just going to hold that on with that. And then you want to take this piece here, and there are no score lines on it, but if you're using a pearl paper, just give it a fold right where they're cut at the top, just to kind of make a little box, triangular box. And then you're just going to roll those back. And bring them down about halfway of the black one. And again, I'm just going to use my floral tape to hold mine on since I don't have that big, thick, foamy wire that she had. I couldn't find it. So, but we will find some, and if I find it, probably on Amazon, we'll have it. So once you have that on there, you're going to start with your small leaves. And you're just going to lay them onto the flowers right about there. Used a tape runner on your stream? That's a good idea. I didn't think of it. I don't even have mine handy right now. I cleaned up my craft room before I went, so everything is put away, and I haven't had time to take anything out. And then you're just going to take your floral tape, and you're going to start putting the small petals on your flower stem. And they don't have to be exact in the same, starting in the same spot. They can be off a little bit. You're just going to wind it around. And then this is my third one. And you're just going to catch all of those wires in that floral tape. Don't worry about fluffing it up or anything. Trust me, you can pack these in a suitcase and then straighten them out. Then you're going to do your large petals. One at a time. You're going to get all 3 of those on there. And they don't have to be exact in the thirds and all of that, because your wire is going to allow you to maneuver them and arrange it like you need it after you do this step. And now I'm just going to get another piece of tape here, because I need it a little bit longer. And you can make your stem as long as you need to make it for these guys, depending on what arrangement you're doing. I missed a spot, so I'm going back up. Make sure you cover all of your white wire. You want it to be green. And just start spinning it down. And then decide where you want your leaf to be. I want mine to come right about there. So I'm just going to hold my finger right down here, and that's where I want my leaf to be. I put a little bend or something in it. That way it marks where you're going. Just covering the wire. And now I'm going to bring that leaf in right there and start wrapping it in. And I try to catch the tails of this so that it doesn't come off of that wire that we glued it into. Just keep wrapping. Now, if I can find some scissors, I am going to estimate about where I want my stem to be. And I don't have my wire cutters, but hopefully my Cricut scissors will do it, and they did. So I cut that off, trimmed it off to where I wanted the wire to end, and I'm just going to finish wrapping it all the way down. I may have to break off another piece of tape. I almost made it. Just another tiny piece. And you can run your tape back up if you want to make your stem a little bit thicker. I missed a place right there, so I'll probably go back up and do that. There we go. Had a little white area right there, but that's okay. And then, guys, you can stretch your leaf how you want. And all I'm doing is just putting a little bit of a pull all the way up the leaf, just to give it that rippled effect. And then you can shape it afterwards. And then just go down the other side and do the same. I'm not pulling on it very hard. I'm just giving it a small stretch about every, I don't know, half an inch, quarter of an inch or so. And you see how we got that curl on there. And then you can also just shape it however you want after you get your flower done. So I'm just going to push it out of the way. And then I'm going to pull back my petals on my flower. And again, in those, I stretched mine in the little curves. Just a slight stretch, just enough to make it ruffle a little bit, all the way up on all the sides. Ooh, I almost tore it there. Just be careful, you don't want to tear, and just give it a stretch. And you can see how it's ruffling out. This flower doesn't have a lot of ruffle. Most of it is on the cut. The shaping is. So it makes a pretty flower, no matter how you stretch it. Or I've seen some people that didn't even stretch theirs and they still turned out gorgeous. But you're going to do that on all 6 petals. And if you cut them on the grain, and I forgot to show you guys, I will show you what I mean by on the grain. You always want to put your paper on mat in that position, and the flowers, leave them in the position that they are in the file, and you will get the correct stretch on your flowers. But you can see how quickly these go. Oops, I need to re-glue that right there. I'm not quite glued. Missed one little space. It'll be okay. But that's all we're doing as we stretch this. We're just getting that ruffle in it. Last one. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do is shape your petals and bring them around. And all we're doing is kind of curling these up. You guys can see that, just kind of cupping them like this. And you can bring these around. You're just going to do the same thing to those. And you're going to kind of put those in between your narrow ones. And that's all there is to making that flower, guys. No matter which direction you look at it, it's gorgeous. You can ruffle them out more. You can bring them in tighter for buds. But that's all there is to that flower. There's nothing more. Hey, Stacy. And you saw how quick that went together. I mean, it's really, really, really fast. I mean, considering cutting time was maybe 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, that's all. And can you imagine these? I've got a little pot here. Can you imagine a ton of these in there? Having them stand up. I don't have any foam in there to do this with, but making an arrangement of those. And I may still do the edges of these with some Copic, and you can do that afterwards as well. I just, time purposes, I ran out of time, but yeah, you guys can easily make these flowers. This is a tulip, Stacy, but I colored it to look like a parrot tulip. But this is a form of a tulip, which I believe a lot of people do call a parrot tulip. It's a Leah Griffith design. And we started out with just petals like this. This is what we started out with. Do you guys want to stay and me put this one together too? Did you want to see it again? Or you just want me to show you a photo of these? You want to see it again, Sarah? Yeah, it's just a really super simple little flower. Let's go ahead and let me glue this leaf real quick so it can be drying. The leaf is a little longer, so it's a little trickier with the glue. So I'm just going to glue it halfway. And place the other leaf right up on top of it. Don't worry about the tails meeting up there. You can glue those later. No, off camera. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to be off camera. I'm just going to glue it. Try to keep that stem as straight as you can. Got a little heavy on the glue. It's bleeding through, but that's okay. It'll have time to dry while we're... Get that back up on top. And then because we dipped the flowers and stuff in the glue, the wire into the glue, I'm just going to follow along the wire. I'm not going to try to put this on my crepe paper, but I'm going to follow the wire all the way down. Let's get some glue on it. Give it a good press. The petals are easier than the leaves, in my opinion. I'm just going to glue that in. And don't worry about this tail down here. Like I said, you can use the floral tape to do those. And a tip, guys, if you don't have the green waxy tape, you can take your scraps of your crepe paper and cut them with the grain going across, and you can use it and wrap it. But what I mean, I want to show you guys while that's drying. The grain on your paper runs this way. You can see it. See how I stretch it? If you can stretch it this way, your grain is going vertically. If you can't stretch it, that's going on the mat the wrong way. You don't want to put it on the mat like this if it won't stretch. You want to make sure that the top of your mat has stretch. Okay? And you can just cut these as scraps. I don't throw this away. I cut these as scraps because I can stretch this and use it to wrap the stems on flowers. Yeah, autocorrect gets me all the time too, Ann. So, I mean, basically, guys, these flowers are super, super, super easy. And I am just going to kind of beef up the end of this one so that I can do that stamen a little bit easier, maybe, if I've got it beefed up, because it's such a tiny piece for this wire. The foamy wires that she used are awesome. Well, maybe I can. If I can find them, I will show you guys what I mean. I will look on Amazon and everywhere to get what she had. I am unraveling this somehow. I'm going backwards. That's why. I'll twist that back up and start again. This is not actually a paper coated It is actually string or fabric coated, which is all they had at my store yesterday. I'm just beefing up the end of this. Still wants to do it. Maybe that'll work for me. Okay, then you're going to take this piece, which they do cut out of crepe, and again, I cut it out of pearl. Just going to curl it, and you can curl it afterwards too. You can play around with it. And I'm just going to floral tape it on for now. But the A-Lane's tacky glue will glue this to those foam type stems without any problem. The stamen, again, you want to fold it, or the yellow piece. You're going to fold it at each one of the cuts at the top, so it's kind of triangular. Give it a little curl out, and come down about halfway of your black piece. And just wrap it in there. Well, I can. There we go. My fingers have gotten sticky and I keep pulling on my curl paper from this wax. Okay, and once you have that on there, again, take your small leaves, and I am using the chalked side to the inside on mine. You can do it any way you want. And just, I don't know, up above. And wrap that in. This tape is shortened, so I'm going to grab another piece. Just finish this one off so I have enough to work with. So we're just going to wrap all of the small ones in first. Right up at the base of it. And there it is. Make sure you get all your color going the same direction if that's the look you're going for. And then you'll want to put your large ones on. And this flower is very forgiving, guys. You can work with it and spin it and get your petals where you want them to go after you get them all together on there. And again, we're just going to cover all of the white stems. You need those white stems for your white petals. You can probably get by with the green ones on the darker sangria reds. colors like this, but I just use the white on the petals and the green on the stems. And then determine where you want, this is still wet, but that's okay, your leaf to fall. And I'm just going to cut these off again. I don't need that long of a stem. And then you're going to take your stem on. Want to make sure that you cover the green down to where you want your stem, especially on these that are covered with fabric. You want it to match. And you're just going to wrap the tails of that in there. You want to make sure that you get those in. And you can just start spinning it. If you have extra like I have, then you can just go back up with it. Have some glue off my fingers on there. Super, super simple, guys, but it looks like he spent all day on it. This is a little wet, so I'm not going to give it as much stretch as I normally would until it dries. It's not, your tacky glues are not going to dry as fast as our art glitter glues and things that we're used to, so just be gentle with them until they're dry. Just give it a little stretch. If you didn't turn them on the mat, they should be stretching in the right direction for your flower. And then you're going to stretch each one of your petals. Just slightly. Nothing major. You don't have to do any rolling on this one, or just a super simple stretch. And I like to just fold mine down out of the way after I've stretched them. That lets me know where I'm at on the flower. Yeah, Sharon, I like the soft of the chalk too. Like I said, the cream ones, you're going to get more intense color out of, depending on what colors you're using. Now, she does have some softer pink ones and things like that, but the chalk itself, chalks, you get a really soft edge. Oh, I just tore mine right there. It won't show. But you can, with the chalks, you can get really, really soft color, especially on these whites and cream colored crepes. And then once you're finished, again, you're just going to put that curl in it right at the bottom, kind of spacing them out. Do all your small ones first, and then you can come up with your larger ones and do them in between. And that's all there is. And shape your leaf however you want. Leaves are always different, so you can do those in any fashion really that you want. And that's it, guys. Stacy, no, they come in separate folders, and you just upload them one at a time. And what I did is I just uploaded all of mine. And this is exactly, because you don't want to combine them, because especially like the sunflower file, it's huge. I mean, it is huge. I almost thought mine wasn't going to load. So you need to make sure you've got everything closed when you go to put those into Design Space. But, I mean, they uploaded the SVGs just fine. I uploaded them all, and then I went and I clicked on one. Let me just show you. Let me go to my projects. I brought them all in. You can see here, I brought everything in, and I named them, each one, after I did the uploads. Let me go over to the upload page. You can see here, it's not going to show you everything, I don't think. Here we go. Here are all the files. Those are from the other book. She has another book too. But here they are. I brought them all in and I uploaded them. And after I uploaded them, I clicked on it and I did insert the image. I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I on this one, I'm going to do a save as. Since I had that project in there. And I tagged it. This would be my calla lily. And I'm just going to say 2 because... And I saved it. That way I can now go and search my projects for calla lily. I tagged them. I tagged everything when I brought it in with Leah. So if I wanted to go and search for an image, I could come in here and type Leah. And it's going to pull up everything I have from Leah Griffith. Because I tagged her in everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me show you guys again. I forgot to swap over, didn't I? We'll just show it again. Let me just go to new project. Okay, what I did, can you guys see it now? Sure. I'm sorry. I forgot to switch over. Thank you, Jamie. I'm just going to go to upload, and then I hit upload image, and I brought in her images. So let me go to view all here so you can see. I brought in all of her images down here. You can see that I uploaded them. And then as I uploaded them, I tagged them. I did the names of what she had it named. Like this one, I never can say this, ranunculus flower. And then I put Leah Griffith, and it is a protected image. So I made sure that that was in there so that I didn't accidentally share this with somebody who hadn't purchased it, because these are for personal use only. You don't want to get into a thing of copyright and sharing things that shouldn't be shared. So I marked mine that way, and then in the tags I tagged everything Leah and then flower. So you can put several tags. I put ranunculus, Leah, flower, so that when I typed in what I was looking for, it would come up. So if I know I'm doing a Leah flower, everything is going to come up. But after I uploaded it all, I came in here and I selected my image and I did an insert image. I brought it in. I did a save. I named it whatever the flower was. And then I did a save. So then when I go and I look for, I don't have to remember the name of a flower, anything. When I go to my images and I want to do a Leah Griffith flower, I can type in Leah, and it's going to pull up everything I have from Leah Griffith. Everything. All of the flowers. But each one is a separate file, and there's reasons, because it's like, if I can find it, let's just do this. This one here, took forever to load into Design Space. I don't know why, but it did. I think it's because of all of the pieces. As you can see, it's just really, really slow loading into Design Space. Yeah, because you can see the sunflower protected file. It could take a moment to load. It's a huge file. So that's why she has them in separate files for you to upload. You can see all of that because you've got all your scores, everything that has to be changed over. It's all in layers. Yeah, you can upload the picture too now, Kathy. You can do that. You can put a picture in there. Because if you try to share this file, I'm pretty sure it's going to come up and pop up exclusive content. Jamie and I checked it. It will show it to you, but it will tell you some kind of error message. You have to be an Access member or exclusive content. You can't really open it. So it wasn't allowing. But you can see how long this is taking to load into Design Space. And granted, I do have quite a few things running at the moment, but it did this yesterday with nothing running. So don't try to load everything into one file. You guys really don't want to do that. Use your tags. That way you can type in her name and bring up all of your flowers. Okay, and just to cover, for some of you came in afterwards, I will be doing a drawing. I'm going to try to do I'll either go live in the Patreon group in the middle of the week and do the drawing for the August Patreons for the gift cards, the Happy Mail, and the big drawing. I will try to do that middle of the week because I have to pull all the CSV files and all of the eligibles and take out all of the ineligibles and add. For those of you who get 3 draws, 5 draws, 7 draws, I have to add your name that many times. So it's going to take me a few days to get that file together since I have to wait on Patreon to finish processing before I can even start that. But as soon as they finish, I will get on it and we will have the drawing the day I finish the file up. So if I can get it done by Monday, we'll pull the winners live on Monday. But I kind of want to wait until my packages get here so that I can show you the bundle for the winner, the August winner of 125 Patreon strong. I'm also going to be doing some buttons, guys. I'm going to be making buttons. I'm going to be making special buttons. Patreons who have been with me 3 months will get a button, and I will go back. So if you've been with me 6 months, you not only will get the 3-month, but you'll get the 6-month button as well. And I am going to keep this up. And like 1 year after we're doing a 3-month, a 6-month, a 1 year, and then it'll be a year after that. So it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So the longer you're with me, the better and bigger your buttons are going to get. So you can collect those. And also, those participating in the groups, and I will mention this to them on Mondays, you guys are going to be getting buttons as well. So if you have been an active participant in posting projects and helping people in the groups, those top 10 contributors each month is going to receive a button, and each month it'll be different. So you can collect those buttons as well. So make sure you're staying active in the groups. You can stay active in one group. You can stay active in them all. Help your fellow members. Be a part of your community. And post your projects. Post projects for people to see. We're all on different skill levels. All of us are learning. We all progress, and we progress at different stages. So, some of the more inexperienced, don't be scared to post projects, because that's how you're going to learn and grow, and that's how others who are on the same level as you are going to learn and grow as well, and because you can help them. Where your simple project you may think is too simple for some of us, and it may be, but that's okay, because there are plenty of people out there that are just starting and just learning, and you can inspire them. So that is why I'm doing buttons for top contributors. So yeah, you have to upload one at a time, Stacy. So make sure you stay in your community and be active in your community. That was one of the things that Ashish Aurora brought up, that we have a really nice community, very helpful and nice, neat, clean, and where everybody's willing to help the other, and we're cranking out awesome projects. So he did compliment not just me, but you guys on that too. He noticed. He's in there. He's in the groups. He doesn't always say anything. He may give you a heart. He may give you a like. He may not say anything, but he is in our groups and he is looking. He's not in the Patreon group, but he is in the big groups. Stacy, if you're asking, each one of the flowers is all grouped together, so you don't have to do each individual piece on one. It comes in as one big group. As you can see here, the sunflower, it was one folder from her. I uploaded that folder, then I put that folder in here, and this is everything that's in that folder. So, and you'll see once you get it, it'll be, right now it's probably clear as mud, but once you have it and you put that code in and you download your file, you'll see. And if you need help with the file, don't hesitate to ask. I can do you a short clip and show you exactly how to upload that file and get it in there. From SVG cuts, it's the same thing. Now, they may have 2 or 3 different files, and theirs are sometimes in pieces, Stacy. So, yes, you're going to have to do those in pieces. That's the way they design the file, and that's the way it's set up. Yeah, some of their files are really large, and that's the way they do them. And you have to upload it piece by piece, and then you have to click on all of those pieces in your upload. Over here, you'll have to click on each one that goes in that project and upload it, and it'll save them down here at the bottom, as you can see. And you'll just upload all of those pieces. Once you have everything selected, you'll click Insert Images, and it will put them all in there for you. Yep, just like this. That's exactly what Jamie's talking about. Let's see if I can show you on one. Let's see. Okay, let's just say that this is one of my SVG cuts, and all of these pieces are needed to make the project. I'm just going to come in here after I've uploaded each one of the sections of the file, and I'm going to select them all. And once I have them all selected, you can see the green box around them, and that's putting them in this tray down at the bottom. And then I just click on Insert Image once I have all the pieces I need. And it's going to bring them all in, and then I'm going to save and say that this was the gazebo. I would name it the gazebo, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you're just going to put that in there and save it. And then you'll have all the pieces that go into that project in that one project file. No, sometimes like Love's SVG, they'll have a group like this where you can bring them in. This will be one file, and all 4 pieces will be in a file, and it will be grouped, and you can bring it all in at once. But sometimes the files are too intricate, or they may have too many score lines and things like that, and to keep it from bogging down, that's the way they do it. Does anybody have any other Design Space questions? Any project questions? Anything to cover on the flowers? Any questions you guys have on that? Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys. Let me switch over to my project camera. Let's see. Here we are. We collected pins while we were in Salt Lake City at the Mmat-Crepe. And because I had a Cricut pen, I still got another one. So I am going to share one of my Cricut pens with you guys. I also got a second Make Something You Love, which I don't have on here because that button is sort of large. I got a Make Something You Love button that is going to go in one of the giveaways this month. And I also have the shopping backpack that's a duplicate, and I'm going to give away that button as well. So some of you guys are going to get a piece of the Salt Lake City Mountain Make-A-Thon. So I'm going to give away a Cricut guy, a Make Something You Love, and a Cricut backpack pin as well. Another neat project, guys, that we did, and I kind of went rogue and did my own project. This is not the project they showed us, but they did have the flowers in there, but I changed and put my little Cricut guy on there. Bringing embroidery into your design space. Did you know you could do that? I had thought about it and just didn't do it, but it's becoming very popular. They're using the pens, the fine tip pens, to write on your materials and things like that. And then they're going back and they're embroidering that. And this is the Cricut felt. They're embroidering this felt down on these and making wall hangings, and they're really cool. So if you guys are interested in that, you let me know. Please don't pay attention to my nails. For some reason, my gel polish began peeling for whatever reason. But if you are interested in this, let me know. And I can show you some simple tips and tricks on embroidery stitches and turn you on to some of the girls in the groups. I will give you their blogs who do this. They can tell you more about it because I haven't embroidered in a very long time. I got into cross stitch and stopped embroidering. I still remember a few stitches, but not many. I would have to look them up and go over them and teach them, but you can find several videos on that as well. You can get intricate or you can keep it simple. They all look great. So keep that in mind. That's something else that I brought back that some of you may be interested in. So you don't need a maker for that. You can cut the felt, as you know, on your Explorer and your makers. It just cuts easier with the rotary, as we all know. And I can also maybe give you guys some tips and tricks as I'm learning. I'm still learning them. I took the photography class when you're posting your projects, how to make them look more professional. I'll share some of that information with you guys as I learn to do it better. You haven't used it since you got your, well, see now, and there's something that you can do it with. So, and you can use, most machines have some decorative stitches now. You can use those decorative stitches and just follow these outlines after it's drawn on your thing. There are just so many different things that you can do. And how cute would this be done smaller maybe and cut out, stitch with your machine and then cut out and put on the front of a card or something. I think that would be really cute. Don't limit yourself. That's one of the things I learned out there at the Make-A-Thon. Don't limit yourself. Think outside the box. Just because somebody is showing you a project like this doesn't mean you have to do it the way they did it. Think outside the box and go rogue. Do what you want to do with it. Change it up. As you see, they were showing us the inks and the pastels. But with this flower here, I went with my Copics. I went outside the box and did it. you know. And she does show you in the book to use Copics. We didn't learn that in class. And I have a lot to learn. I need to let that feather out a little bit more, I think. But, you know, first one, it's not bad. They'll get better. We'll get better with them. So, but I am going to be doing more flowers. I am going to make every flower in the book so that I can show you guys and help you guys with them and answer questions. But Leah lays it out so easily, so simply. You can do every flower in that book. I know you can. You just want to make sure that you're working with the correct materials. Does anybody have any more questions? Sorry guys, I can't go over the scoring wheels with you. I promise you that I was going to do it. I was going to show you. I can show you what they look like. That's about it. Because my machine won't read mine. He's not happy about it. But it kind of looks just like the rotary, except it's not sharp. There's no cover, base cover for this one. And then you have the quick change tip. And to change it, all you're going to do is depress the top. And this comes right off. And then you're just going to line it back up. Oh, it does go on a certain way. And push it on. And that's all. Just release the cap. And then I also posted in the groups yesterday a little collage type photo, things you need to know about the scoring wheels. And on each one of them I listed what materials are used with what, because not everything that you use the single scoring wheel with, you can use the double wheel with. I think like vellum was one of them. Vellum you only want to use the single wheel with. And I'm guessing that the pressure with the double wheel might actually tear it. You love yours, Kathy? Works great. Yeah, they did everything. They created a firmware update for my machine specifically. And it took out my knife blade, so they had to reverse that and get my knife blade working again. They got my knife blade working, but still back to square one with the scoring wheel. Now they have another fix that has to be done over the phone and some steps that I have to take with my maker. I mean, I have poked and prodded my maker and cleaned places on the maker that I didn't know even existed. And to no avail, we just can't get it to read that scoring wheel. They knew that I was trying to do a video for you guys today to show you that, so they did work diligently. They're still working on it. And like I said earlier in the video, if they can't get this working on Monday, they're probably going to send me another new machine. So that's where I am with that. But as soon as I can get it to working. Right now, all of the projects I had that I was going to release this week with the scoring wheel, I am putting those on hold. So, but I will release them and do them as soon as I can. So maybe I can just go through and create a couple more so you guys will have them, and then it'll be almost like Christmas in July again. No, Ann, you cannot beat their customer service. They're awesome. They are just awesome. Some of the girls were talking, you know, about how they couldn't get all their stuff back home, you know, with carry-ons and checked bags and stuff. And some of the staff at the hotel actually drove them to the post office to mail their items home. So, I mean, that's how super they are. That totally went out of the way. Okay, guys, I want you guys to make some of these flowers now, seriously, and post them, and make sure that when you post them in the rooms, you put hashtag made with Leah, because she's going to be looking for this hashtag so that she can see your flowers. She wants to see what you've learned and what we've brought back to you guys. All right, I thank you guys for joining me. As soon as all my goodies get here, I'll put together that bundle. I'll show you guys what's in that bundle. I'll get the, as soon as Patreon finishes processing, I will get together my draw list, and we will draw live either in the group or either I'll do a live video and draw. So, but we will draw it live, and everybody will see who wins everything. And I will, if I go live, it will be in the Patreon group. So make sure that you're in the group there, because I know a couple of my Patreons haven't joined the secret group yet, so I need to get you guys in there. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or need helps or tips or tricks, make sure that you message me if I don't see it in the group, and I'll be there to help you. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for moderating for me, Jamie. Greatly appreciated. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Have a nice weekend.